Thomas Tuchel, who is not a English manager, right? He's a German manager, and who will be managing England team. What are your thoughts on that? Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Ballin Beyond Talks. Today, I have Ajit with me and myself. Other guys are having a little fun with their vacation, so they are not here today. And so let's get started. So hope you had a wonderful international break as well. For us, it was pretty silent. Not much fun there. So let's get, into the topics of this weekend. Interesting games coming up in Premier League, and there are some interesting games in Champions League as well. So we are going to cover some of those interesting stories and news from the football world. So get ready and let's get going. So I want to talk first, starting with the main event of the weekend, Liverpool versus Chelsea. What do you think on this game?
Yeah, this game at Anfield, of course, any game at Anfield for any opponents is tough. With Arne Slot starting the campaign so brilliant, like after Klopp left Anfield, it was tough for any manager to come in and perform like this. The way Liverpool has performed so far in the season, amazing. For me, the Liverpool team is the biggest surprise for me this season. I thought at the beginning of the season it was between City and Arsenal. But now Liverpool, how they have performed defensively solid and attacking wise, like no questions. So yeah, excited to see this game, and with Chelsea emerging as that fourth team in the top four. So attacking wise, like they have improved so good. The only question for me will be the Chelsea defense. Other than that, this game is a blockbuster. But what you think as a Chelsea fan?
Yeah, the one problem that you addressed here, right? Chelsea being not so good in defensively. We've been lacking that composure at the back side of the field. Even though Sanchez has been good in his keeping abilities, and other defenders showing good composure most of the times, but sometimes they are losing the ball at the own half, and that is causing the problem of getting punished whenever they do mistakes at their own half. I mean, besides that, playing from the back and overall play, I can see what Enzo Maresca is trying to do. And in terms of goals, I'm really, really happy comparing with last season. We were really struggling to get that goals into the net. But this season, we are really strong in that half of the pitch at least, right? And we have much more depth in the squad, which is already an advantage. Neto coming from the bench, Joao Felix coming from the bench, and many other player in the bench. Mudryk is still he is in the bench as well, who can burst into pace, and then he gave some real hard time last time whenever he played with Liverpool. I mean, we got that squad, and I think we are ready to face Liverpool, but I think they are really, really good this season. But still, I would say they still had tough time with Nottingham Forest. They were not able to win against them, but we draw against Nottingham Forest. So you can see that there's a difference there.
Talking about that, Nottingham Forest has been playing so brilliantly. Most importantly in the defense under Nuno Espirito Santo, who has proved himself before in his earlier campaign at Wolves. Now at Nottingham Forest, he's showing his capability, showing his basically defensive capability at one of these small clubs is something that we need to talk about.
Yeah, of course. And then, I mean, managers, they play a great role in any team. I think that's what is the differential maker. Arne Slot, who is a new manager coming into Liverpool and chasing that top one position all the time, giving a tough time to City and Arsenal. Enzo Maresca with a brand new team and doing good. That marks, how good a manager is, and how a new manager with a new concept can change a team from ground up. And I think that's what makes football a game where coach is a crucial part. And talking about coach, this is what do you call it? A rising story or booming story? I don't know. I mean, Thomas Tuchel, who is not a English manager, right? He's a German manager and who will be managing England team. What are your thoughts on that?
So yeah, I heard that news. He's starting his campaign from January 2025, and uh, he's staying at least just after the World Cup in the summer of 2026. So he's about 18 months contract. So for this kind of short contract, I feel like Thomas Tuchel is the best manager. He showed us like with PSG and Chelsea, taking them to the Champions League final in short period of time. So now I see now I can feel better for like English fans with Thomas Tuchel like already showing his capabilities to the entire world in one of the clubs, multiple best clubs in the world, and now he's going to that England team with such a depth, such a talent. So yeah, I mean, I have no questions, and I know that they were waiting for Pep Guardiola, like his contract is expiring next summer, but and I mean, when the contract expires next summer, it will be only like 1 year, and like Pep Pep hasn't said anything about it. If Pep agreed on that, they could wait on the Pep. But now, like I said earlier, for the short period of time, Thomas Tuchel, I feel is the best coach in the world.
Yep, yep. And then, but England team, they are, really, they have lots of talents in there. But manager, I feel like Southgate was not able to manage them properly. They reached final and, whatnot. They have done Europe Cup, they have done World Cup, but they did not look like they are going to win anything, besides in paper.
Right.
But
So
with Tuchel, I think it's going to be a different game. And he is the manager who is really not scared of player. And he's out there to say, like, do this, do that, play from there, play from that way. And he can change his tactics in second half of the game and then change the outcome of the game. That kind of manager is.
yeah, so he's one of those systematic manager. He has that system. So many of the coaches, I mean, even though they have system, they are forced to change the system because they won't have the players that they want in their system. But the way he got the players in Chelsea to like play in his system, I mean, some of those, of course, some of those players in any club, this thing's gonna happen. Like the player and manager stuff, they like they don't agree on the same point. This thing happen because player has like to play in one system, the manager has one system. But what I think is like they have to stick with the system that the manager has. And now, like with the system that Thomas Tuchel is coming in, and with the depth that England team has, he could choose any players, any
Yep,
players
yep.
from that big pool. And because of that, like possibility of choosing players, I feel like Thomas Tuchel will do his best.
Yeah. And one question: Who do you think Thomas Tuchel will prefer, Harry Kane or Ole Watkins?
Of course, like I will go with Harry Kane. Um,
But in terms
I
of
feel like
Thomas Tuchel, what
yeah,
if you were Thomas Tuchel, what do you think you will choose? Like Harry Kane, who is playing Bundesliga, or Watkins, who is in the Premier League?
yeah. So to be honest, if Harry Kane like was in his early phase in his career, I will say Oli Watkins. But Harry Kane now he's the captain of the England team, and if he don't start, that pressure, you know the pressure, like the pressure that England people like gives you behind all those things. So I think that pressure will pressurize Thomas Tuchel to start Harry Kane.
Yep, yep, that's true. And there is this guy, Gary Neville, who is not really happy with manager not being an English manager, and he was posting this picture of Graham Potter, Frank Lampard, and what was the other guy, the Newcastle manager.
Eddie Howe.
Anyhow, yeah. And then he was saying we had all these managers and we are choosing Thomas Tuchel, right? And I was like, what the heck, bro? Thomas Tuchel have proved himself, right? And those three managers, they have not even won Premier League title.
Yeah. There is not much good manager in the market, and for England, like they have to like
Yeah,
get out of those things, and because Thomas Tuchel is the only manager I feel like that proved himself in the biggest level, in the top level in England and in the whole world as well. So
yeah. Yeah, and he's out there in the market right now. I mean, I think he's a great option. Only problem is he's not English manager.
right,
But I mean, if he already said that he'll give his 100% and he loves England, and then what can you expect, right, from him? He already have coached London team, Chelsea, right? And then he did really
right.
good when he managed that team in short period of time. And I think he will deliver. For me, I think he will deliver for sure.
But I want to tell those English fans that even though like Southgate made it to the finals, we didn't expect it that they will made it because we didn't saw any kind of systematic games, any kind of good games under Southgate. But I'll tell them that with Thomas Tuchel, they will love their way of playing. There will be the system when they are playing. So regardless being lucky or unlucky in the fixtures, I'm sure they will go further in the competition under Thomas Tuchel.
Yep, 100%. He's confident. And moving on to the story of Sir Alex Ferguson being removed from what role was it?
It's a ambassador role. He was there uh, after after he left as a manager.
Oh, okay, so I mean, coming that news coming at this point, what does it tell?
So yeah, I mean, like Eric Cantona said, um, this club, Sir Alex. So now, like I will say, most of us fans, or even myself, like I become a Manchester United fan. A huge thank to Sir Alex. So I feel like this club was made by Sir Alex. The club is the biggest club right now, alongside Real Madrid, and regardless of how we're playing, but the revenue that we are generating, we're the biggest club. And to this level, I feel like Sir Alex has done a lot, and it's not a lot. And he was in ambassador role from 2013, and the club was playing just over like $2 million. And now all of a sudden they are saying Sir Zim told Sir Alex that we are cutting expenses. We are cutting expenses. We are trying to cut
Yep.
expenses, and I don't know, like there are so many seat players that are with like a maximum contracts there at the club, and so doing that to Sir Alex, probably the name that comes after
Yep.
Manchester United. I feel that this is the huge disrespect to Sir Alex and huge disrespect to us fans as well.
Yep. I mean, I think that's kind of a disrespect for Sir Alex Ferguson because he has contributed a lot, a really lot, more than anyone out there that is connected to United right now. Yeah. So talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, right? What do you guys think, people who are watching right now? What do you think? Did United do right by leaving him off the role, or they did it for their reasons? The owner, they are good on good side. Comment your thoughts. Let us know. And talking about Thomas Tuchel and all this, another game comes into my mind for the upcoming week. Bayern Munich versus Barcelona, legendary 8-2. But the Rose has flipped this season.
Yeah,
Lewandowski is on the other side. What do you think about this game?
right. Yeah, so we witnessed that 8-2 in the knockout games in COVID. I remember that. But now it's a different scenario, like you said. Hansi Flick and Lewandowski flipped onto the other side. So now we're gonna see, like, is it the Hansi Flick and Lewandowski that did it, or is the German blood that did it? So yeah, I mean now with Hansi Flick, Barcelona is a different team, and for Barcelona they have like couple of big games after playing Bayern Munich. They have a EL Clasico coming weekend. I mean after Bayern Munich. So yeah, I mean talking about this game, Bayern Munich has been brilliant this season with Olise. I mean, realistically replacing Leroy Sané on that right flank, and their players like Leimer, Pavlovic, and Kimmich. I love those players because I love the players that plays that defensive midfielder position, and these three guys like either Limer and Kimmich, they can play as a right back as well. But now Kimmich is playing right back, and then Limer and Pavlov is taking care of that middle of the park role. So I feel like not only this season, Bayern has been tough like every season. Defense is the question for me with Kim Min-jae and Upamecano. They lost against Aston Villa, right? Just this in the last game of the Champions League. I mean, for sure they will try to get back stronger because the group stage, the Bayern Munich is a different team. I don't remember the last time they lost the game before Aston Villa in the group stage.
Yeah.
Probably like 30, 40 games before. I will say that they had to change this Champions League format to make Bayern Munich lose the game in the group stage. Yeah, jokes apart. Now seeing like Barcelona under Hansi Flick, the way Lewandowski is performing, the way Rafinha, the surprise package for me this season is Rafinha under Hansi Flick and Lamine Yamal, no question. The Spain camp of just playing one match, so I feel like he's ready for this upcoming games. And Pedri, those De Jong is back, so I feel like this is one of the biggest game in the season, and it's already less than a week remaining. So I'm excited for that.
But I think overall, looking at the form that Barcelona is, I think Barcelona will definitely get good out of the team, and then they will beat Bayern Munich with huge amount of goals. That's what I think.
Okay.
But
Yes.
I'm Bayern Munich. They are not really easy to beat, but that's what I'm feeling like. Given that the form that Hansi Flick has unlocked for the team Barcelona, I think I'm on their side. Usually I would be on the Munich side, given all the shout and everything. But this time I feel like Barcelona will do it.
Yeah, I mean, so everybody's saying that, and I mean, not only saying, but he's been proving, right, Hansi Flick. But I feel like this is the biggest first test for him.
Yeah. I think this is the big test for Yep. And talking about Champions League, I mean, there are lots of other games going on. It'll be interesting this week as well. See if there will be any underdogs beating big teams.
Right.
Make sure you watch it and then enjoy the fullest. And another story that is really interesting, I would like to put up here is Messi. Before leaving Argentina, he said that he might be playing one of these last games for Argentina in Argentina for the international team, right? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, after scoring a hat trick and providing 2 assists in that 6-0 win against Bolivia, he said that, I don't know. I mean, watching the game, it feels like, yeah, he could play another like 10 years. I mean, but those words, like, I mean, there's life after football as well, and these players has been playing for so long. I mean, you see that this week I saw the news that it's been like 20 years since Lionel Messi debuted for Barcelona, and so after 20 years of debut, and he's scoring like a hat trick and giving 2 assists. I mean, I can never think of another player that can do this in this biggest stage of football. And so, like, watching the game, I don't feel like it, but looks like, yeah, the living in Miami, like he wants to have more fun by living football.
I think he has started getting that Miami vibes already.
Yeah, yeah, right. Miami
he
is
wants
different.
to be done with going back to Argentina and playing again and again, because he already got what he needed with the World Cup, right? And he's like, okay, I'm done. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, he wants to live that life. He wants to live that life with his family, and Miami, probably the best place to do that.
That's true. And moving on, I want to have a couple of questions here. Probably prediction, I would say. Let's do the top 4 prediction for Premier League. Looking at the current form of each team, what do you think will be the top 4? We did the top 4 before starting the season, and now we want to do top 4 again after this, first half of the season. Not really first half, like after this 6-7 game weeks, right? Who do you think now will be the top four?
I feel like with the absence of Rodri, I think it's about time for Arsenal to win the title. In second place, Manchester City with their consistency. In third place, Liverpool with their current form under Arne Slot. And in number four, I would like to choose Manchester United, but I can't because they've been worse. So with the rising form under Enzo Maresca, I think Chelsea will clinch that fourth spot.
I mean, I back that as well. I mean, the things have changed, right? We were saying someone else, City will be top, but given the absence of Rodri, we see there is some weakness there already, and we have feel that a lack of presence of Rodri, and even Haaland is not getting so many balls in the forward passes. He's not getting those passes with likes of Jack Grealish and Foden there. They underscore themselves and then not really pass to Haaland. I mean, that changes a lot. That changes the things a lot. And for me, the top for prediction, I would not want to see Arsenal for sure. They'll bottle it. So for me, top four, I will give it to first Liverpool, second Chelsea, third will be Manchester City, and fourth will be Arsenal.
Interesting. Yeah, let's say I feel like previous seasons it used to be like the consistency of the winning team, but now the team like the Chelsea, Liverpool, you never know who is gonna do what, because they all got those capability, and they all showing their attacking signs. It's scoring, like you see, like Cole Palmer is scoring like 4 goals
one
in
game,
one half. I mean, you never know. It's not easier like before to win those small games as well. You see those in Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool, and you see that Brighton comeback against Tottenham.
That was crazy, right?
That was crazy. Right? I mean, so I don't think there is a small teams in Premier League,
definitely.
except a couple of those that got promoted this season. But other than that, who've been staying, they will give you tough time anywhere you play for any of the big teams.
Yep, that is true. That is so true. And thank you for the prediction. So one more question: who do you think is the biggest signing of the season so far in the whole European, football?
In whole of Europe, I feel like Michael Olise has been performing above par, showing us what he can do best in his peak. I mean, you can already see that taking Leroy Sané to the bench. That will tell you how brilliant Olise has been doing this season.
Yeah, I mean,
what about yours?
Those qualities, he has, because nowadays managers look for those players who is not just pure winger, but who can drip inside and make that pass or make that shot, or who can come back into the defense as well. So in terms of that, Michael Olise is perfect for Victor Company, right? Vincent Company. And for me, I think I have not seen a whole lot from a lot of players in terms of my, the scale. And I think I would want to go with Hansi Flick. He is one of the greatest signings for Barcelona so far as a manager. He's not a player, but a manager. And I want to go with Hansi Flick as the biggest signing so far by any team.
Yeah, not Mbappe.
Not Mbappe for sure.
Not Mbappe, right?
Yep. Real Madrid fans out there, they might be hoping he will do good, but so far only penalties and not much. And I can already feel that selfishness between these forwards of Real Madrid there. They need to solve that problem for sure. That's a big problem.
Right.
And we have seen that selfishness from Mbappe in PSG as well.
Yeah, I mean, so it says before the international break, I saw that news. The reason Kylian Mbappe didn't want to join the France national team is because he wants to win that next Ballin d'Or.
Oh my God.
So I mean, that's something you don't have to bring it out. Do your best, go for every title. That will get back to you. I mean, So if you do your best to go there to win the Champions League, all the trophies that's possible. he will be one of the contenders to win the Ballon d'Or for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
But I mean, so you see the Vinicius Junior, like, I mean, the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or this season. I mean, he played for the team. What I can tell you is like he didn't play it for himself. He played for the team, and he went on to win those titles. And now all of so, I mean, for sure, like those titles gets you the individual titles as well.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mbappe, he did not really have to say that out in the media for sure. I mean, if that news is true, then I feel pity for him because anything you play in the ground, you are learning, right? Because he's not already a
Right.
world class player. He might think he is, but he's not. He's not even at the level of Haaland right now, right?
Yeah.
He's not
Right.
into that top Ballon d'Or contenders discussion yet.
Mhm.
He just made it to Real Madrid team. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean,
So when it comes to these top level players, what I've been saying is the player. I mean, best player with the highest expectations and the best player with the highest performance. So what I feel is the performance beats those expectations. Like we all know the capability of Kylian
yeah,
Mbappe, but it don't matter until and unless you don't
yeah.
perform. So I will count those players who perform, and Haaland for sure has been in a different level than
Yeah,
Kylian Mbappe.
somebody needs to give him advice that he needs to think straight and he needs to make right decisions. Otherwise, he'll end up like Neymar, making all those wrong decisions.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
All right, so I think we are done here, right? Or you have anything to add? Was it?
That's about it. Excited for the big games coming
Yeah.
ahead.
Yep.
Tune in for more
Yeah, yeah.
updates.
So, we are so happy that you're watching if you're watching. So leave us feedbacks, like us, subscribe us, share with your friends if you really like it. And we'll come up with more contents next week with Premier League, La Liga, and Champions League football stories. Like and subscribe us, and then follow us in our Instagram, TikTok. Thank you very much. Ciao.
And if you want to be part of the podcast or be part of these talks, just DM us on Instagram as well.
Yep, yep, yeah. And we'll definitely reach out to you and see what we can do. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.